Well, been working on the disc. Did a video of it a while back when my buddy was here. We replaced his front gang. All you could hear was wind and F-bombs, so I never put it up. And went and, I disced my fields. Getting ready to go disc again. I ran into a problem though. At some point in time, they hit this disc on something, and so they had to completely re-weld the drops for the gangs, and so I don't think they got them back in the spot they were supposed to be in. And I ran into a problem. None of the bearings were uniform on what side they were put on. They were just randomly put on here, and we screwed up and didn't put this bearing back on this side, and we gotten this thing all tight, as tight as we could, and it looked great. It looked like we'd done a good job on it, which we'd never done this before. But what happened was, after disking a while, it got loose. So I brought it back up here. It's been sitting for a couple months. Started to tighten it up, thought maybe that would help. But since these don't have any give to them, so you pretty much just cannot tighten this thing and pull it completely tight, because there's just no give in these. So this section pretty much has to be completely tight, and it's just me now. I don't have any help at all. So my dad had stopped by and he had to take the dump truck, and we kind of talked about it. So what we came up with is we took a shim that had been made for it, and I just, it was a big circle shim, and my cat won't leave me alone. And we just notched the bottom out, so it made a wedge, and I just drove it in this disc, between this disc and this spool, and that took all the slack, a good majority of the slack out of it, and I just welded it in place, which probably is a bad idea, but it's one of those farmer fixes, because I didn't want to have to drop this whole deal again, because it was kind of a pain in the ass doing it the first time. And I did it on that one because on this side it's got this bearing, and then it's got a tube that goes in the bearing over the square shaft, and these spools are milled out for only certain amount of distance to sit on top of that tube, and so it's supposed to sit on that tube exactly. There's not supposed to be any play. Well, with this thing being as tweaked as it is, that was kind of where we ran into it. Would you stop fucking with me, cat? Enough of that. And I put that in there, and I hope it works. It's pretty tight. I had to move some of these knives. I had one that was actually cutting into my spool over here. Yeah, right there. Cut down into my dang spool, and I didn't catch that. But anyway, it looks like it might work. We're gonna try it out. I'm gonna go disc around that new pivot so we know where to build the fence, and we're gonna put a pipeline in for a stock tank. Cat, you keep touching stuff and you're gonna get yourself hurt. But this is Pete. It's one of the few cats that actually survives around here. But I think this disc was a little more worn out than I thought it was when I bought it. Of course, I was young and I didn't know exactly what I was looking at, and all of our other disc that we had was really worn out, so it was kind of a pretty big improvement over what I had. But starting to deal with it more and more, this thing's got some wear to it. It's got a broken spool here in the back, which I'm just overly thrilled about. Now I got a damn spool back here that's broken. I really need to replace the disc on the front, this other gang in the front, because they don't cut for anything, and that other side cuts really well. See, look at this. They shim that out. And that actually may be a factory shim. That looks like a factory shim. Now I wonder if I can't get some factory shims. And look at this. Look how much they shim that out. Yeah, that's, goodness. This thing is pretty interesting. But I just thought I'd take a little video of it so you guys could see that I got it fixed. And I just decided not to put that other video up because it was pretty bad. You sit there for there's I don't think you could get enough of the wind edited out of that video. And my shop's dirty again. Just most of those tools, I cleaned those out of the doors of my Chevy pickup. I cleaned it out the other day, so yeah, it's anyways, thanks for watching. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys subscribing and commenting, and you guys keep it up. I really enjoy doing this, so thanks.